Oh my gosh, hello everybody. Thanks for being here on the Erin Strayer Show. This is where we uplift and leverage amazing women that are out there doing things just a little bit differently. All that stuff that gets shoved under the rug, we pull it forward. We talk about those hot topics and pain points right here on the Erin Strayer Show. I'm Erin Strayer. I'm an accelerated business strategist, growth consultant, and interventionist, and I help you get clarity in your programs and push them forward. We're talking today with Pamela Stone. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this lady, if you think you're busy, sit down. Let me just talk about this lady for a second. So she's a business coach. She's a personal coach. She's a life coach. She's the host of Conversate with Pamela, her own talk show. She's also co-host of Marquee Icon, which is another talk show. She is an author. Okay, I'm not done. She is CEO of Clutter Free VIP. We're going to talk about that because I'm not quite sure what that is and I'm curious. And she's CEO of her very own company called PNS Consulting. Okay, she's all about team building. She's all about human resources. She does a whole bunch of corporate compliance and a lot of things on that side of the lane. But she also is the founder of the Stone Method. We're going to talk about that here. And she's all about decluttering your life, which is our topic for today. Hey, Pam.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I need you. Every time I go somewhere, I need you to come with me so you can do my bio. That was so awesome.
I ran across you not too long ago, and like probably since the first of the year, I'm thinking. I can't remember when we first kind of crossed and intersected our paths, and like the magnet was turned on between us, and it's like.
Yes.
And I love everything about you. I love what you do. I love what you stand for. I love how you love your clients. I love how you love your people. And I am digging that our topic is going to be about decluttering.
Oh my goodness. We all need it, don't we?
Oh, no kidding. So your corporate lane that you live in.
Yes.
Like a lot of that stuff is all decluttering.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, when you're in your team building things and when you're in your corporate compliance, which I did a bunch of corporate compliance, I know exactly what kind of decluttering you're doing
Absolutely.
there. You know, you do auditing, that's decluttering. You do recruitment, that's decluttering on a whole nother level, right?
Right.
And you're filling a gap. Yeah. And then, you know, all the human resource things that you do on top of that, you know, like a lot of what you do in your company is, you know, the visioning and the workshops and what that entails decluttering, because that's a whole nother form of decluttering when you do those things, and staying organized is a huge part of how you keep on top of like the 18,000 things that you do.
You know what? It takes actually it takes a lot of decluttering. I can't have a lot going on in my space. You can ask my family. If somebody throws a monkey wrench into my it's like, hold on, wait a minute, this doesn't fit into the schedule. And I'm very much into schedule and file. I have a planner, I have my phone, I have paper. You know, it's all about staying organized, and so I have to.
So I think I know this answer because I'm very much like you as far as organizing and staying on a schedule.
Yes.
And do you get up at the same time every single day, whether you're on vacation or not?
Absolutely.
Saturday, Sunday?
Absolutely.
Why is that? Well,
you know what? And you know, funny enough is I wake up at 4 a.m. And I heard that when you wake up that early, it's just our minds are working and our minds will keep going. It's just a nonstop movement. And when the house is quiet, that's when my mind goes into fifth gear. Yeah. I'm in automatically fifth gear, like, okay, I'm already ready to post. I've already posted for the day. I'm already thinking about, okay, my to-do list already. And here's the worst part. I already reviewed my to-do list when I went to bed. And I'm still thinking about my to-do list at 4 a.m. And it's just because our minds is just there's so much going on in here. 4 a.m, I'm up and ready to go.
Yeah. So your morning routine.
Yes.
I know I have one that's super consistent, and there's no wavering off of that. Like, I get up the same time. Like, mine's called RPM. So I rise, I pee, I meditate.
Yep.
in that order, RPM, and that like sets my pace for my day. Do you have the same kind of entry into your day?
I do.
Kind of
Oh yes. I do meditate. Once I've meditated, then it's all about, okay, I'm ready to go, and then I'll jump in the shower. And the worst part is when I'm in the shower, my mind is still going about, right. Let's keep it going, and so I'm constantly, my mind is constantly going. So even when I'm supposed to rest, my mind doesn't rest. It's got so much going on. But yes, I do have and I find if I even miss my routine a smidgen, my whole day is not right. Oh, it is. And I can sit and I work, and I'm still in the corporate world, and I will sit at my client's desk, and I'm like, something is not right. And I have to take a 10-minute, and then that time I have to literally take 10 minutes away from my desk and meditate to bring myself together to know I can do this. I can face this rest of the day, because yes, it's bad.
Yeah, the energy's all off, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, it is bad. And I can feel it. And you know what? Now that I'm becoming more older or wiser, I can see it. I can see it before it even folds before me. And like I can see the train wreck is happening. So I really
like, whoa,
right.
I'll be right back.
Right. And my team knows.
A day.
Right. And my supervisor knows. And she's like, okay. I'm like, I just need 10 minutes. And she knows. So yeah.
So when you're dealing with, not with your job, but with your consulting company and your clients and your workshops and these incredible women that you work with, helping them get organized and get settled and get straight with their businesses, what's the number one thing that you see other than them being completely unorganized, and just cluttered, right? And clutter, when I say that, that's not like piles of stuff that needs to be piled, right?
No,
like,
it's the mental clutter. It is the mental clutter.
Yeah.
Is that, and so they're like, I don't know where to start at. I've had 3 ladies tell me, Pam, I have no clue where to start at. And so I tell them, as I will tell the viewers here, start journaling. Oh my goodness. Journaling is another form of meditation. But once you can get the journaling down, things will come down. And I journal 2 journals a day, but the things will come down and you'll can start getting centered with yourself. So one, first and foremost, is to get centered with themselves. And that is by journaling. It's the first thing I start off with.
I read somewhere, I heard it in a talk or workshop that I was at, and I didn't know this until I heard this, that it takes 7 minutes of journaling before the real stuff comes out.
That is so true.
And I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because like it takes, for me, I'm not a writer, and like that's an effort for me. But I know I have to do it, and I know it's good for me, but 7 minutes, are you kidding?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that at the beginning was like super overwhelming. Like, stop the train. I'm not doing that. I only got 10 minutes and 7 of them are doing something else. But once for me anyway, once I crossed that line and then the real stuff came out, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, whoa. Yeah.
You really start seeing, and so what I always tell my clients, I always recommend them to meditate first. And the meditation is sitting somewhere quietly, and to sit in a room, well, we have lights on, but sit in a room where it's quiet and they can just have their mind slow down. And then later in the day, start the writing process, because my clients like, that's just too much. Yeah, I had one client just like, he totally had a meltdown. I'm like, okay, let's just stop and let's just meditate together. And then later in the day, let's just go ahead. We'll start journaling. And that totally helped him.
Totally helped. Yeah. Yeah, it's neat. And I'm sure you have all kinds of tips and tricks and journal prompts.
Oh my goodness.
To get your people going. Yeah, those are super helpful. What do you feel like the number one roadblock is for your clients when they come to you, and I feel I know this answer too, that why they're just stuck, right? Because that's what they are. They're stuck. They're not moving forward.
Procrastination, and they're procrastinating because they have so much. Their to-do list is so big, in their mind, and your mind can't grasp something that's so huge. And so, we have to break the big giant down to a small, minimal project that they can like, okay, I got this. And once they have achieved their small goal, then we're like, okay, Pam, I'm ready for step 2. And we're like, we're on a roll. But it's because you have seen this huge giant or this big, huge mountain in front of you. You're like, oh my goodness, how am I going to tackle this? Versus if you think about, okay, the big giant is here. I'm going to just do a mile at a time, a step at a time, step at a time. And then you look back, you're like, oh, I already did back here. No, this is going to be a piece of cake. And that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel that a lot of people get scared and then settle?
Yes.
Too?
And funny enough, I just talked, actually, that'll be my topic for next month. But people are always, that's okay, but that was good. We have so many people that are settling. And the settling is because of procrastination. And the procrastination is because of what's coming in front of them, and they don't know how to handle it. Yeah. And then your list gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then your woulda, coulda, and then you have the woulda, coulda, shoulda set in, and then where are you at? 5 years later, you're still at point A.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they're settling for, oh, this is good enough, or oh, I don't think I'm supposed to have that, or oh, gosh, I guess that's not for me, or right.
Yeah, or the distractions.
Yeah.
Oh, the day-to-day distractions that's coming at them all different ways, and they don't know how to handle the distractions. And you have to, and I tell them, well, as DeClutter is, we have to have a plan. So when things come at you left and right, you just take it one step at a time. Don't freak out, and still work on what you want to do. Don't settle for what society, or as I say, the norm wants you. You go out here to get what you want. And so don't ever settle. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's a key point too, that we are ingrained since we are little itty bitty, what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
Or how we're supposed to act, or what we're supposed to say, or what we're supposed to wear.
Absolutely.
How we're supposed to comb our hair, what color lipstick we're supposed to wear when we're 16 versus 18 versus 22, right? Like, right. All of that crazy stuff is ingrained in us. Oh, now there's no white before Easter.
Right.
That one's gone. Like all of these societal rules that are just somebody else's thoughts or opinions,
right.
And it takes, I know for me, like I didn't realize I had my own opinions until I went to college.
Oh, right.
Right. And then I didn't even realize and discover who I was until I was well into my 30s. Exactly. Like I just didn't even realize that I get to develop me.
Right. Yeah. So that's so true. But it makes you have you become self-aware of yourself.
Yeah.
And your surroundings and the people that you have surrounding you. When you start realizing, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm going to take on my life, and I'm going to conquer this world the way I want to conquer it, not the way society wants me to conquer it.
And I think that's so huge, and just to feel the worthiness behind that.
So true. I so agree.
Yeah, it's huge. So do you feel that, there's massive clarity that has to be unearthed, brought forward, that clarity and that's that mindset part of that you work on.
Oh you have to have clarity. You don't have clarity, where will you be at? I mean, and I say this in the most genuine, kindest way, but look where we're at right now. Look what's going on around us. And then when you ask everybody, everyone's like, I don't know. Or the favorite one, I'll ask the question and I get this. I get the deer in the headlights, like no one knows. And it's because the mindset isn't there. And so I always come up with again, the distraction. I'm like, so slow your mind down, and what do you want to do? And when you start flipping it around and started changing it to asking them, then you start getting some interaction. I'm like, and it's okay. There is no right or wrong. And I always tell everybody this, there is no right or wrong answer. It's your answer. And this is all about you. So, and it is the mindset. And that's what I'm here for. I believe that is my purpose here, is to empower women and to have them know that they have their own voice. Don't let no one dictate to you what their opinion, their voice. You have your own voice, and stand for your voice and stand strong to your voice.
Oh, preach it, sister. Go. Yeah. You know, it's so, it's such a beautiful thing too when we see our clients stepping into
Oh
that.
my goodness. Oh
And
my God.
that discovery and finding and watching them evolve, and just, it's like the envelope opens and poof, out comes all the glitter, right? It's like,
Yes.
oh, there you are.
So true. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So once they quit settling and they find that clarity on what they're doing in the world, and that clutter gets decluttered in those two areas, like what's next, like in this declutter in your life, you know, what's next?
No, a lot of the women
It
that
seems like it's always, like, it seems like every level that you go up, there's going to be more clutter there on that next clutter level, and you got to figure it out.
And there is, but you set goals. You know, that's a huge, huge, set the goals, and set the goals so high that you can still reach it, but you still have something to work on. You can do it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, I've seen so many people like, well, I can take 2 steps. Well, we all know you can take 2 steps. No, you need to make something so big, that goal so big, that once you reach it, okay, I can reach it and keep going and going. You need something to work towards, and you need the target. As I always talk about the target. You need a target to focus on. Focus is huge. I talk about that. That was something else, because we lose focus, and that's again about the mindset. So the focusing part first, you focus on that target, start setting your goals, and as you tackle each goal, you just keep going after it. Now, let me say this: in order to reach each entity that we talk about, you have to have I won't say the word, but you have to have a heck of a tribe behind you. Your support system. If you don't have and I have a lot of clients that don't have a support system. And so I have to teach them, it's okay to ride this wave by yourself. Just know I'm here, and there's other people that will be behind you. Now, the old people, the old tribe, if they're not for you, it's okay, and let them go and be peace with it. So it's all about building and building and building. As I said, you declutter your life. Once you declutter life, that also includes, sorry to say, your tribe as well. And you have to be okay with that.
You know, and I talk about that too, and it's so hard, and it's hard, you know, every time it happens to me, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this is gonna happen.
Right.
It's gonna happen. When we find ourselves leveling up in our game, finding our new average, right?
Yes.
Like getting that next step, our vibration is so high that those that used to be in our same vibrational circle, they can't vibrate where we are.
No.
So that's where the clash comes in, and that pullback and that icky feeling and that little, I'm calling again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. And if they get scared, I mean, I've had a couple clients like, I tried it and I'm scared, and I go, but let's be honest, the feeling of fear is natural. However, you have to learn to embrace fear. Don't run away from it, run towards it, and you'll be okay. And like I said, once you have one person in your corner, the next it'll keep building and building and building and building. But that is one area that I work with, because a lot of people come to me and they're like, well, you don't know. And let me say this, I do know. I had a group of 10. We used to go out all the time, and we used to go birthdays, whatever it is. But we outgrew each other, and I had to be okay with that. And so now here I am on my island, and it's okay. And everybody has to be okay with it. And it goes, and don't get me wrong, it's not easy. Yes, I'm saying it now because I'm on the other side of the fence. It's not easy, especially if you have your family. You know, your family is part of that tribe that you're going to have to distance yourself or put that barrier up a little bit. But we talk about, how to handle it, and the approach of it. And it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to feel hurt, and it's okay to say, okay, I'm leaving them behind. But as I teach my clients is, you're not necessarily leaving them behind, but you're growing in order so you can pull them with you. So that's one thing we work on too.
Yeah, I love that. I love, I heard an analogy. I'm going to kind of try to bring it forward. One person told me, you know, I'll stand in the river with you, but I'm not going downstream. I'm going to plant my leg
That's right.
and I'll catch you. But if you choose to slide by, I'm not coming after you.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, gosh, that's so true. You know, I'll get in that river with you. I'll hop in the canoe. But if you flip over and we both start floating, I'm planting my feet. And if you know what I mean? And I had the same situation as you, you know, a group of girlfriends. And yeah, it was probably 10 years strong. And then we just started out growing, and it's super hard. It's super sad. It's tough. You know? But you know, there comes a point in time when, you know, you have to release for the rest of the next level of goodness to come
in. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do people find you, Pamela? I mean, I know how to find you. So how do people find you?
Absolutely. I can be found on Facebook under Declutter Your Life. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram under Declutter Your Life. Now, if you don't want to be fine, if you don't use social media like we all do, I can also be, you can also send me an email, which I love to have, at Pamela@declutter.biz.
Love that. Do you have anything rolling right now? Any programs rolling? Any something coming up? What's going on?
Well, actually, tonight I have, on Wednesday evenings, I have Conversate with Pamela, which it is a platform for women who can come in and they can talk about whatever it is to help what's holding them back from achieving their goals. And so once they release that, they can see once they can release whatever is holding them back, then they can achieve their goals and their visions to get to their dreams. So that I have Conversate with Pamela right now. And I think that's it. That's a lot. And plus I do the Marquise Icon every Monday. I'm a co-host there on Marquise Icon. So that's awesome. It right now.
That's awesome. Your Conversate with Pamela is Wednesday nights at what time?
8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live.
Awesome. On your Declutter?
Yes.
Like,
on my Declutter.
Perfect. You guys, we'll drop the links in here below us so you guys can follow Pamela and hang out with her. She always likes you to bring your favorite beverage with you.
That's right.
We talk about the favorite beverages on Conversate with Pamela. It's always fun. But Pamela, we've been talking about decluttering your life, which means more than just the filing that you have to do in your office. We've been talking about not settling. We've been talking about getting clarity. We've been talking about finding your tribe and upping your tribe. When it's time to move, it's time to move, and that's okay. And we've been talking about a lot of those things here today. If this has been of value to you, please share it out to your tribe, to your people, to your people in your cubicle, people on your team. Share it, because this is all valuable information, and these are awesome resources. And Pamela is a strong advocate of women as well in business, and a strong resource for you. This has been the Erin Strayer Show. I got one more question for Pamela before we go.
Sure.
Hot seat.
Okay.
Hot seat. Pamela. Okay. Over or under?
Under.
Why?
Because long as I know I'm under, I have a huge goal in front of me, and I know I can tackle it, will help me get over to the next level.
There it is, people. There it is. We've been live with Pamela Stone, and she is amazing business coach, life coach, personal coach, coach of all your life, and talking about decluttering your life. Thanks for being here on the Erin Strayer Show. We'll see you right back here soon. Take care.
Bye, everyone.